Hey guys, I'm a little confused about my situation. That's a whole lot better. Hello everyone and welcome back to another video. Now in this video today, I'm going to be doing things you didn't know about in Minecraft for beginners. So this is stuff that you might already know, but for beginners who are new to Minecraft, I thought, well, it's time that I show these beginners 25 tips that you didn't know about Minecraft. Help you with PvP and, you know, getting faster in Minecraft. Alright, let's get into the first tip. Tip number 1, shift clicking. Alright, so the first tip is shift clicking. So if you guys don't know what shift clicking is basically just holding down your shift key, which is also known as your sneak key. So shift, or if you have it set to control, it can be a little bit different. And what you can do is you can shift click it to your inventory. So shift click, shift click, shift click. Bam! Alright, so let's just say we have a chest. So if we open the chest, we can shift click and it's in the chest. Same thing as like in Skywall, something like that, you know, and there's like blocks like this, like that, you know. You can just go shift click, yeah. And then you can go like here and then shift click and it's on. Tip number 2, running and jumping. Alright, so tip number 2, this is just a simple one. Running and jumping, running and jumping like this is faster than just running like this. It's way faster. So if you run and jump, you are slightly faster. I'm not sure how much faster, but it definitely helps. Tip number 3, F3H. Alright, so the next tip is F3 commands. So F3 commands are a little bit on the advanced side, but it's alright, you can still use them, they're very helpful. If you hold down F3 and H at the same time, so press it together, so F3H, bam! I'm confused now. Now I'm confused! Okay, well that's what it does, it just identifies what it is. Oh, and also to remove the hidden tooltips thing, just press F3H again, and that's how you remove it. Tip number 4, F3A. Here's another useful tip for F3 commands. So we've done F3H, that's for hidden tooltips. This one is super helpful as sometimes chunks don't load. I can't really show an example because my chunks load like really well. If you press F3 plus A, so F3A together, it will refresh your entire world. That was super fast. I'll do it in slow motion. And that just refreshes your chunks so that your chunks can load properly. Again, for PvP reasons, like you want to see like if there's a guy maybe like 3 blocks away trying to break your bed or something, your bed walls or something like that. Tip number 5, F3D. Alright, so here's another F3 command. If you type something in chat like you say that and you don't want to put it in your video, all you gotta do is just press down F3D and that removes the chat, like the entire chat. So like ha, all that, F3D, there we go, that's all gone. Tip number 6, number keys for hotbar. So the next tip is, you have blocks in your chest, right? You have a block in your chest. If you want to get it to your like hotbar area, then all you gotta do is just press one of your number keys. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, all the way through. You could just go hover and just press 1. Maybe you want it number 8 or number 5, number 7. Yeah, it's all that. Or number 6 or number 4, any like that. It's really easy. That's what some people do when they're trying to organize their inventory. So you see in this scenario, I have like all these messed up and my inventory is completely messed up and I won't be able to PvP with the rod in the first place. So this sword I want to be in number 1, so I will press number 1 for the sword. This rod I want it to be in number 2, so I'll press number 2. This pickaxe I want it to be in number 4 and the bow number 3. So I could press 4 and now it's back, or I could press 3 and now it will change. Or maybe I want a number 5 and I can have a number 5. If I want blocks on number 7, I get a number 7. Make sense? Cool. Tip number 7, scrolling. Alright, so here's a cool tip. There is a scroll wheel on your mouse. It doesn't seem like you need a scroll wheel, but you can. If you just scroll like this, you can scroll through your hotbar. Woo! PvP reasons, literally. Like, what if you need to scroll like 1 more and you're like too far away from your number keys, like number 6 and 7, like, just a little scroll is all you need. Tip number 8, spreading blocks. Alright, so here's a cool tip for spreading blocks in Minecraft. So if you hold down left click, it will evenly spread your blocks. So if you want like this, it will evenly spread, and after that it will evenly spread again. And if you hold down right click, it will just spread the blocks like that. So now you have all this. If you want to showcase a block, this is the wood ore. Look at this texture pack. Wow. Oh, and by the way, so another tip is for this, like crafting, people do this, like doink, 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 doink. I got a chest. Don't do that. Just hold down right click and whoa, look at the magic. Wow. Tip number 9, putting blocks into a stack. And you want all the blocks to come together again. Double click one of the blocks that you want and it will go back into a stack. Alright, so let's say you have something like this. You want to bring all the blocks together without having to do like this. All you gotta do, double click the ore, double click the ore, double click the ore, double click the ore, and then it's all like that. And it took less than 5 seconds. Bam. Tip number 10, throwing away items fast. So let's say you have a whole bunch of junk, like all this junk, you don't need it, and you want to get rid of them quickly. A lot of people do that. It's not great. A great way to do it is the button Q. You can use that to put away one block. But if you do that, that'll take way too long. So what you do, hold the button Control Q if you have control as your not your sneak. So sneak. So if you hold Control Q, you can easily throw out the entire thing. So and that's what you see people do in Skywars a lot, or any PvP game. You see them just go through the entire sorting system, and then they go like this. I want to find the block. Oh, there's my block. I need a sponge. Tip number 11, bridging. Alright, so this next tip is about bridging. So, a lot of you right now are probably bridging like this. Not many of you, but most of you. If you do that, please stop doing that. Please, there's an alternative route. Just angle it from here to here about. And it's way faster. Damn! Well, you can also do it on the other side too. There's no different. And there you go. You're going 2 times faster than usual. So from this, you're going to this. And then once you're used to that and you're like, oh, this feels too slow, then you can obviously go to ninja bridging. If you're comfortable with ninja bridging, then you can go to one tap. If you're comfortable with one tap, then you could possibly go to Breezely if you wanted to. And if you're comfortable with that, something a little bit more advanced on the side, you can do moonwalk. But that's if you're really good at it. By the way, just to let you know, that took 5 attempts, so yeah, I'm not that great at it either. If you want to get used to Ninja Bridge, then the way that I learned it was so place 1 or 2 blocks, and then unshift, 2 blocks, unshift, 2 blocks, unshift, 2 blocks, unshift, 2 blocks, unshift. And once you're used to that, then obviously you can do it a little bit faster. And then once you're familiar with that, then one tap all the way. And then bam, you got it. Tip number 12, scrolling from bow, aka not losing your arrow. Alright, so the next tip is when you have your arrow fully launched like this, so it's fully charged back. A lot of people, they don't know what to do, so they just go like this. There's a much easier way to get your arrow back. When your arrow's like this, just scroll, and then bam. No time wasted. Oh, hacking. And this just helps so you don't lose your arrow. Cause what happens if you have 1 arrow remaining, and that's your last arrow, and you're like, no, I don't want to lose it. Scroll. I still got my arrow back. Tip number 13, shooting through lava. Okay, so most of you don't know about this, but you can actually make a fire arrow if you shoot straight through lava. So if we do this right here, hold on a second. Well, that's an interesting view. You see? Fire arrow. Let me show you that a little bit easier. Okay, so sometimes it works like that, and then other times, wait, what? So you can make your arrow on fire, but it shouldn't be too fast. So it should be like this. so that it actually catches the flame. That makes sense. If it's too fast, obviously it won't pick up the flame. That kind of makes sense, right? Tip number 14, infinite water. Alright, so the next tip is that you can make an infinite water source. I don't know if many people know about this, but you can. All you gotta do is just right click on one side, then right click on another, and there we go. You can see the water is infinite. So like when you're making your water channel and like there's a whole like water source over there, you can pick up just like only 2 scoops, then you can make an infinite source, and then what you do, take it. Oh, see, it's infinite. Wait, what? I am so confused. Did you guys know about that? Because I sure didn't. What? Alright, so when you have your water bucket, right? You got this, right? You put it here, and then you make a channel here, right? And then you put another one there, and then put it like a block away from this one. And don't put it right next to it, because that's just weird. Put it right there, and look, these two are infinite sources, but if you take away that one, then that's bad, so don't. Take away this one, and look, it's still the same. And then like put it right here, and see, now this is a source, so you can put it right there, and then you can put it right there, and then you can put one there, and you can put it there, and look, you have an infinite channel now. Oh, and talking about channels, make sure you subscribe to this one right now. If that subscribe button is red, please make that subscribe button gray. The way you do it is that it should be gray. Yeah, make sure it's gray. Thank you very much. Tip number 15. Block hitting. Alright, so the next tip, or mostly a suggestion, but do not spam block hit. If you spam block hit, then you're weird. No, but like seriously, like if you spam block hit, it doesn't exactly work as effectively as you may think. When you block it, you slow yourself down a lot. So mostly try and strafe around your player. However, if your player's in a corner and you're both like maybe like in a corner as well, if you're both in a corner and you're like this, you can block hit spam and jump so you can get that critical hit. However, you can also just block it if they're really at a wall as well, just to get that extra more hit damage. You know what I'm saying, bruh? Tip number 16, 1.8.9. Alright, so the next tip is using 1.8.9. So maybe some of you who just start out Minecraft, you've seen the latest version, like, whoa, the latest version, it must be great. Well, technically no, it isn't, because it's mainly for like survival and all that. So honestly, maybe use 1.8.9. 1.8.9 is basically just made for block hitting, which gives you a lot more KB to the other player, makes you take less knockback too sometimes, and is also a better experience. And also less lag, so less glitchiness. And also, if you don't have Optifine, I sincerely suggest you get it, because Optifine is very helpful for getting a lot of FPS. Like, look how much FPS I'm getting. Damn. Also, you should probably get Luna Client or Badlion Client. Even Forge is alright, but honestly, Lunar or Forge are really good clients. Client doesn't necessarily mean that you're like using a cheat. It's not a cheat. Tip number 17, how to aim with a rod. Alright, so a lot of you probably wondering like how I aim with a rod. So the way I aim with a rod is obviously not spamming it. So I'm not like spamming the rod like PvP. Just trying to make sure that I can land the rod when I hit the player. Like when it hits the player, then I retrace it and try to make sure that if he's like around here, let's just say he's this block, I try to make sure that he stops and then I can get him. I have a few video clips of me using my rod, so I'll show that and I'll show how I aim, like what's my playstyle, how I use the rod to get more hits on that person without getting hit. I'll just show you. Tip number 18, how to dodge arrows. The way to do it is basically if you're bowing as well, just strafe one way, just yoink one way. If you can't, just do that. If you're about to get hit and you know it, just go one direction constantly, or maybe fake shot, run around a little bit. That's basically how you dodge. If you do a little flick of the wrist and back, that's how you can dodge. So that's pretty cool. Tip number 19, playing on lower DPI. Okay, so playing on lower DPI is a whole lot better. Your aim can improve a lot if you have lower DPI. Some of you maybe not, but if you are at a comfortable DPI, then you don't have to change it. But yeah, if you haven't, probably play on lower DPI for this game, because you can get much better aim. It may be hard and you have to like move your mouse sometimes like that, but honestly it's still fine. Tip number 20. Don't be toxic. Alright, so I get this a lot. Toxicity at its finest hour. Me and this guy are just fighting. We're fighting. He gets really good hits. I'm sweating because I'm low on health. And then after the fight, he just says, boom, L, you bad. And that's just bad. Like, you did so well. And he even won the fight. And he's like, L. Tip number 21. Gain longer combos. Alright, so I'm going to put a clip here. Getting longer combos is quite easy for me because I know like the pattern of how to get a longer combo. But basically, okay, so getting a longer combo is like, there's a lot of ways. So when you're using your sword, you can get a longer combo by block hitting, like block hit spam like that, or just normal strafing. S tap, W tap, 7 tap. Let's say this is your player. He's coming towards you. You can either rod him to slow him down, and that way you can get a combo. Like I said, you can even bow him to get a longer combo like this, and then go at him. You can even snowball him, because like obviously that's also a thing. But you can also place a block to slow him down, and you can like block hit him, and then place even more blocks like that. Oh, by the way, if you place like 2 blocks like this, the guy is like this, so he can't hit you because he's like hitting the block. That way you can come around him, jump if you want like that, or just a simple strafe, and bam. I'll show you a clip. So this is basically me just comboing this guy, getting the combos, getting the hits on him. He cannot touch me because I'm doing those epic moves. And obviously that shows that I am getting the combos to the point where he can't hit me, he can't touch me, he's going to call hacks on me, say L. That doesn't matter because it's all about the skill. Tip number 22. How to survive when you're low health. Honestly, if I were me, which I am, I would just place blocks and run, and then see how far away he is, maybe throw a few eggs or snowballs at him, block him again, try and hit him away. And try your best to block up and like block like this. Try and go in like a spiral shape like this. And then maybe make like a little bunker here. But honestly, it's a lot of practicing and like running away from other people, parkour, all that, blocking them off. It's a lot of practice. Tip number 23. Using high ground or low ground as an advantage. Okay, so I'm going to put a clip here. I did manage to use my low ground advantage and high ground advantage to an advantage. So I'll show the low ground here. Boom. This is low ground, so I came from below him and I was able to get a really good combo on him, making him drain his health. And then here's me using the high ground to my advantage, using him as like to get like a critical hit, making his health real low. I think he was already low at that time, but I still got him. It is quite tricky because you might mess up your high ground or low ground advantage. Just make sure you're not close to an edge. If you're close to an edge, then try to not die. Tip number 24. Block clutching.
24.
Block clutching is quite tricky because you don't know when you're gonna fall off an edge or something like that. Block clutch extension is much harder than a block clutch, but block clutching, I did a video on it. It's in the description down below. I show how to pro clutch, how to block clutch, how to get better at it. It's basically just focused on what block you want to land on. Like for instance, this scene, I'm just like, okay, I'm gonna land on this block right here. But here's a clip also of me actually failing that because I placed one block too high and then I fell.
I thought of something funnier than 24.
Let me hear it.
25.
Tip number 25. Have fun. Alright, so this tip is just, not really a tip, but mostly a suggestion. Have fun. Alright? You guys are here to have fun. Don't be that toxic guy. Don't be that rude guy. Have fun. Say good fight like I always do, because that's just my habit. And it's a good way to say, like, well played, you know. Alright. Thank you everyone so much for watching this video. If you guys did enjoy, make sure to leave a like. Hopefully, these tips helped you out a lot. Getting better and faster at doing things you really couldn't. Like speed bridging, PvPing, all that fun stuff. So, hopefully you guys enjoyed this one. Thank you for like 250 subs. This was really late special, but this might be even a 300 sub special. Who knows? Let's get to 300 subscribers. I love you guys. You're insane, by the way. Anyways, see you guys next time, and goodbye.